everyone. So a lot of you have been asking how nursing's going and how life's going in general, and I'm just gonna come out with it. I'm quitting my nursing job. I started nursing school at the beginning of the pandemic in 2020, and I just got my first nursing job on a cardiac floor in March. And a lot of you are probably asking, why are you doing this? You've been going to school for so long. This is a waste of your time, and why would you make such a decision? You got to the point where you want to be, and I'm just here to say that this has been a really hard decision for me, and we've gotten to a point where I had to do what's right for me and what's right for my family. So I'm here to kind of like answer your questions and clear the air, because that's what we do when we're online. So why am I quitting? That's the crazy thing, is I feel really fortunate to be able to make this decision. And at the same time, it's super conflicting. I'm quitting because for the last several years, I've run our social media, our online business, and that has been and is our main source of income. I feel like it's something that we don't talk about online. It's like, hey, we don't just post things because we want to post things. It's turned into a thing where we make a living from it. And now that is like our main source of income, and we rely on that. And a lot of us, we don't view it as traditional jobs or a real job, but when it comes down to it, if I didn't have that source of income, then we wouldn't be able to do a lot of the things that we are doing in life, like having kids. I honestly thought I could do both. I thought I could do full-time nursing, and I thought I could run the business at the same time. But the last few months, if they've proved anything, it's that I have been physically, mentally, and emotionally exhausted to the point of not being able to come home and create and do the things that I love to do. I really just haven't been happy for a while. And this has been extremely stressful and strenuous on Michael's and I's relationship, because he's had to fill in the gaps where I haven't been able to show up. I've been doing the nursing thing, and he's had to do parts of the business that he's never done before, and that I've been working on for years and years. And overall, we're just seeing a negative impact on the business. So I'm working more hours than I've ever worked before, and yet we're seeing our main source of income drop. So recently we realized that if I continue full-time nursing, we won't be able to complete the process of surrogacy, because we won't be able to afford it. Because as a dentist and a nurse living in the US, we can't afford to start our own family. The hospital doesn't pay us enough to start a family, but being creative online does. Which is, it's so accurate, and it feels so backwards to me at the same time. And I've been feeling an immense amount of shame and guilt and frustration around this, because I know this is not the case for most people. Most people don't have the option to quit their job and do something they love online. And it feels shitty. It feels like this isn't the way things should be. If you're a nurse and you want to start a family, you should be able to afford that. Or at the very least, the hospital should provide ways for you to be able to afford that, since they do those types of things at the hospital anyway, and they are the ones setting the prices. So, and obviously there's a ton of judgment around this decision, not only externally, but also internally. I'm feeling it. I'm afraid, and I'm also doubting myself and feeling these things where it's like, why am I doing this? You should just adopt. Why don't you just grow up and do a real job? Why can't you do what's best for society? We don't need artists and influencers, we need doctors and nurses. Income isn't the only thing that matters. You don't really need to start a family. Are you even ready to start a family? Can you afford starting a family? Well, if you can't afford starting a family as a nurse, should you even have a family at all? We're concerned about you. You look tired. the crazy part is how extremely fortunate the situation is, and how horrible I feel about it. I'm able to quit my job in order to pursue the thing that I love to do in life, which is travel photography and writing and creating content around LGBTQ life. And I have the remote opportunity to start a family with the man I love. This wasn't even in the realm of possibilities for me 10 years ago. It was unimaginable. And this is still not acceptable, accessible, or equitable for the majority of LGBTQ people around the world. Like, I know we didn't go from oppressed to equal overnight, but right now I am seeing the judgment and the expectations that are placed on all of us, what gay people can and can't do, and how we should be having families, and all of it. A couple days ago, somebody told me, I don't have a problem with gay people, but I don't understand why you have to parade being gay all over the internet. And it takes me back to when I was younger and closeted and totally alone, and I felt like there was no hope. But when I looked online and I saw people courageously coming out and living their truth and finding love, I saw that there was life outside of what I was feeling in that moment. And finding that hope gave me the courage to continue forward. So now, being able to have the opportunity to post and share not only the good things that happen in life, but also the struggles of what we go through as gay people, it makes me feel like we have the ability to share these things so that other people can see and we can create change. Because if we don't share, then how can anybody know? So I share because I remember what a difference it made in my life to see somebody else sharing. And I hope that what I share is able to make an impact somewhere to someone. The funny thing is that is like a central core idea of nursing, is making a difference in somebody's life. So